Fallout New Vegas, the indirect sequel to the 2008 Game of the Year Fallout 3. Created by a host of people responsible for the original games in the series, New Vegas is a mix of the recent blockbuster of yesteryear and the special rules that made the series stand out in the late 90s. It's time to pull up a stool, place your bets, and hope that there's a show worth your money. When it comes to the story of Fallout New Vegas, the idea is straightforward. You're a courier who gets ambushed, shot in the face, and dumped in a shallow grave. Barely alive, you're dug up not much later and dragged to a doctor to have the shrapnel pulled out of your brain.
Look at that. Maybe them bullets done your brain some good.
Having been put back together, you set out after the man responsible for your ill turn of events. That's where the game starts, and while there's plenty of incentive to chase down your would-be killer, the bulk of the New Vegas experience lies outside of the main story. Which is saying something, because chasing down your sharply dressed assailant is only half the story.
The game was rigged from the start.
If it had to be quantified, the central plot would roughly account for 1/3 of the game content, the other 2/3 being covered in the enormous number of side quests available. There's a story told at just about every turn, and while most of them aren't as epic as your primary goals as a courier, many of them are just as, if not more entertaining. For that reason, it can easily be said that the real meat of New Vegas is exploring the world, helping its inhabitants, and not running from checkpoint to checkpoint as fast as possible. Between dirty work for casino bosses, scavenging tech from old vaults, convincing opposing factions to work together, or any of the other tasks that can be done, it's clear that the spirit of the Mojave Wasteland, and most of the game purchase for that matter, is found in the extra content. The feeling of a rebuilt, post-apocalyptic New Vegas in Mojave Wasteland has been nailed. Everything from the expansive desert to the 1950s-esque New Vegas Strip feels authentic. The world is more populated though, which helps when painting the game's canvas with the multitude of activities available. As explained during the introduction, Vegas wasn't really hit by any nuclear warheads. As a result, people seem to be having an easier time prospering with the lack of radiation, making the world more rebuilt and organized. This is where New Vegas strikes its own unique chord and feels the most different from Fallout 3. Gone are the desolate, irradiated trash piles of the capital, and in their place, for the most part, lie a functioning and fairly structured society, complete with factions of varying size and political intrigue. Make no mistake though, New Vegas still feels distinctly post-apocalyptic. It's just not the same feel from Washington, D.C. Instead of a few pockets of civilization scattered about, there's an existing society which consists of government groups like the NCR, Caesar's Legion, and Mr. House who runs the New Vegas Strip, to minor factions like the Khans, the Brotherhood of Steel, the Followers of the Apocalypse, and several others. Obsidian has put a large amount of work into making the world and its inhabitants more real, which is for the most part a success. But there's still the uncanny valley, and like the preceding games from Bethesda, New Vegas hasn't departed from the awkward, doll-like, inhuman feel that NPCs give off. Coupled with the aging Gamebryo engine that struggles to keep up with a game this massive, as well as technical flaws that hinder gameplay fluidity, and you get an experience that's a bit too tarnished without enough shine. Which is a shame, because even with the flaws, the experience is still amazing. The current Fallout franchise and the Elder Scrolls games, which it takes many cues from, are unlike any other games out there. They work off of the idea that you should be unrestricted in where you go, what you do, and how you go about it. No other games out there give you such an expansive world that can be interacted with on such a detailed level. This is what drives New Vegas as an RPG. With Fallout 3 so fresh in the minds of gamers, Obsidian took some liberties with New Vegas, and chose to play off of the pre-existing familiarity with game mechanics. This is where the most noticeable changes have been made. New Vegas has significantly improved shooting, targeting, and aiming mechanics, in addition to a revamped character creation system and an increased difficulty curve. This system allows anyone familiar with first-person shooters to feel at home, but also slowly breaks you into being governed by character statistics. Newcomers to the series should feel comfortable, and there's enough change for veterans to still experience a decent amount of challenge. Going a bit deeper, combat, while being the main focus, isn't the only game mechanic that's been highly emphasized. When it comes to completing quests and talking to people in general, there's a large emphasis on the number of choices you have available to you. Naturally, you can simply shoot and kill anyone you run across, but at an incredible number of turns, you have various speech options available to you based on your skills.
We lose again. We heard Prim was ripe for the picking, so figured we could come here and shake down some of the suckers. We weren't expecting a sheriff here.
In addition, whenever you're forced into a combat zone, you can avoid fighting by sneaking, which allows you to land critical and often fatal attacks. This is particularly advisable whenever you're pitted against some of the bigger and badder enemies in the game, such as Deathclaws, which remain difficult to kill even at higher levels. The only real problem with New Vegas is the large number of bugs that riddle the game. Patches are being pushed out quickly, but it's a bit disheartening to know that an otherwise fantastic experience is packaged with some of the worst deal-breaking bugs out of the box. Without doubt, excessive patching is in store for this game, and for that reason, it may be worth holding off getting until the holidays, or when the worst of the worst issues are removed, whichever comes first. Whether you're a veteran Fallout player or are new to the series, Fallout New Vegas is a great game that's so expansive there's no doubt everyone can find something fun in it. Just keep in mind that if you decide to play this game, it's very likely you'll lose countless hours of your life to it, and one playthrough may not be enough.
And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.